Hello guys and welcome back to the F1 Tube YouTube channel, and in today's video I will be previewing the 2019 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And this is a race I am really looking forward to. Of course I'm looking forward to each race in 2019, but Azerbaijan in the last couple of years has really stood out for its chaos and unpredictability. But firstly, let's have a look at the Baku City Street Circuit. It is the second longest track on the F1 calendar, spanning just over 6 kilometers long. It features the longest straight on the F1 calendar, coming in between turns 20 and turns 1. And personally, I love the track. It's a bit like Adelaide in my opinion. Some demanding corners between turns 13 and turns 16. But it's also a very, very quick street circuit. The straights just prove that point. And I like the Monaco-esque section in terms of if you make a perceptible error, the walls are going to claim your chassis. And that area really comes in between turns 3 and turns 12. So yes, engine power is key, but you've got to have a lot of front end grip. Let's have a look at the best overtaking possibilities, and inevitably coming in at the end of the longest straight on the F1 calendar, turns 1 was always going to appear on here. Yes, battles can continue into turn 2, and yes, battles could already end before turn 1, but let's just be honest, I'm not going to pick a specific part of the straight to say the best overtaking possibilities, am I? But the apex is pivotal. It is such a tight apex. And of course there was always going to be the castle section. You'll see drivers diving for a gap into the castle section. Brave, but you know the gap's always going to be there. And yes guys, that is genuinely the best banter I will serve up for you guys on this YouTube channel. Let's have a look at last year's race, and again, chaotic race. It seems to be indicative of the Baku City Street Circuit. A sea of debris was scattered across the track as, let's say, 6 drivers collided into each other, not in a massive way, but you know, some debris falling off, and then Esteban Ocon was out of the race after colliding with Kimi Raikkonen. Obviously the safety car was deployed, but really the best battles we got midway through the Grand Prix was between the 2 Red Bulls. Verstappen locked up, collided with Ricciardo, regained a position, and although Red Bull should have implemented team orders, the battle was just awesome to watch. Ricciardo finally got past Verstappen, but the overcut worked to good effect for the Dutchman, and he was once again ahead of Ricciardo until the two came to blows nearly at the end of the Grand Prix. When I mean nearly at the end of the Grand Prix, I mean about lap 40 of 51. Let's be honest, it was a spectacular incident. I'm not going to say who was at fault because that is not the logic of this video, but let's just say Red Bull should have deployed team orders and leave it there. Then Romain Grosjean embarrassingly crashed out behind the safety car whilst running in 6th place. But when the safety car peeled in, Valtteri Bottas led Sebastian Vettel, then Hamilton, then Raikkonen. But the 4-way battle down the straight was just awesome. Epic. Vettel went for the lead into turn 1, locked up, and that dropped him down to 4th. A lap later, Perez overtook Vettel, but then it was disaster for Valtteri Bottas after suffering a puncture after running over some debris. Understandably, Bottas was dejected, you know, to have the win stripped away from him with 3 laps to go. This left Lewis Hamilton to take his first win of 2018. It was a very, very lucky win, and we'll leave it there. Kimi Raikkonen came home 2nd, and Sergio Perez came home P3 for the Force India team. Force India's last ever F1 podium. Other mentions must go to Sainz in P5, Leclerc in P6, and Fernando Alonso, after looking to be out of the race after the first lap, came home P7. But the 2017 race has to be bettered. Interestingly, this was the first ever Azerbaijan Grand Prix, because the 2016 race was the European Grand Prix, but the 2017 race was the most chaotic race you're probably ever going to watch. Lap 1, Bottas collides with Raikkonen, gets a puncture. 1 lap down, Raikkonen drops down the order. During the safety car period between lap 15 and 20, Vettel despicably hits Hamilton again. I'm not going to get into too much detail. Vettel then received a 10-second stop-go penalty, which basically cost him the win. Then after the safety car restart, Ocon and Perez collided, costing Force India at least 1 podium. Then the red flag was brought out. At the restart, Ricciardo probably did the overtake of the season, a 3 or a triple overtake dive bomb, locking up into turn 1, just a demanding overtake from a demanding overtaker. This gave him the lead as Hamilton had to pit for a new headrest and Vettel obviously served his penalty. The Aussie won the race ahead of Bottas in second. What a comeback drive from Bottas. I mean, what a comeback drive from Ricciardo, who had to pit at the end of lap 1. Lance Stroll, though, youngest ever podium finisher. You've got to give credit to the Canadian. To be honest, I could go on all day about the things that happened that Grand Prix. I'm still so annoyed that I was never able to watch it live. I had other commitments and yeah, goodness me, that's one thing I regret doing, whatever I did to miss the Grand Prix. What a race it was. Now for the Trackmaster, and people will think Leclerc, but I'm going to go Sergio Perez. You know, he has the most podiums of any driver at Azerbaijan, finishing on the podium twice, once in 2016 and once in 2018. I mean, in 2016, he was easily the second quickest driver that weekend. Has he not had his gearbox penalty that race, he would have easily finished second and was a bigger threat to Rosberg than Vettel was. Now let's move on to my predictions, which were actually better for the Chinese Grand Prix, but for qualifying I'm guessing Leclerc to take his second pole position, heading home a Ferrari 1-2 with Bottas in third. From his F2 career, this is Charles' best track. And for the race, I'm expecting Leclerc to convert pole into victory. I'm putting Hamilton second and Vettel third. Don't know why. I'm just guessing with no logic. But watch this space. Don't be surprised if there's an outside top 3 team driver in the top 5 at the end of the race. I think it can happen. But for the best of the rest predictions, which is new to my YouTube channel, race previews, I'm putting Raikkonen to take the victory. Why? Because he's been the best midfield driver this year, really maximising the true potential out of that Alfa Romeo, with Perez in second, and I think Grosjean will bounce back, taking his first points of the season with third in the best of the rest championship round at Baku. I'm just making this up now, aren't I? And if you Williams fans think one of your cars is getting out of Q1, I don't want to leave you disappointed, but that car is dreadful to say the least, even though I think this is your most competitive track. But guys, that is it for today's preview video. Please like this video, comment on this video and subscribe to the F1 Tube YouTube channel. I would like to aim towards 30 subscribers before the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix race weekend. Thank you so much guys for watching, and until next time guys, see you later.